Hi friends, today we're going to do some very basic beading so you can make bracelets, necklaces, whatever you have in your imagination. Let's get started. For this project, you're going to need a few things: some thread, a variety of beads, and some scissors. The first step is going to be measuring your thread. So what I like to do is wrap it around my wrist 2 times if I'm making a bracelet. I know that if I do that, that'll give me enough room to tie off knots and work with it at the end. And then the next thing you're going to want to think about is the pattern of your beads. So look at the sizes, shapes, colors that you have and decide what is that pattern that you'd like to do. I'm going to do 10 blue and then a pink and then a green. And now what we're going to do is tie a double knot at one end of our thread, and what this will do is help prevent the beads from slipping off and falling all over the floor, which, let me tell you, is not great. All right, and you can see for that double knot, I just essentially made a 4 with my string, bringing the little tail over the main part of the thread, running it back through the loop, doing that again, and then I'm just gonna pull it super, super tight. You wanna make sure that that elastic thread is not a loose knot because it will fall off and beads will go everywhere. All right, now it's time to bead on. So what I like to do is secure the bead with one hand and keep it still, and then I thread the elastic through that bead. It's just a little bit easier. Pre-counting your beads and putting them into the piles is a really good way to stay on track. For me, I have a hard time of beading and counting. So the less that I have to multitask, the easier it is for me to just focus and kind of let my mind wander as I'm doing this very therapeutic act, which is beading. Okay, so now that I have my beads on there and tested that it's the size or the length I would like it to be, I need to untie that little security knot and get the piece ready to tie and secure for good. Now, this is probably the most important part when you're making any kind of beaded jewelry. You don't want it to fall off and beads go everywhere. Have I said that enough? So what we're going to do is we're going to use a surgeon's knot and then an elastic knot. So we're going to do both of those. I'm going to show you how to do it here. So with the piece in my right hand, I'm going to go over the piece on the left, tuck it in behind and back through the loop. And then I'm going to do that again so that it goes back and through the loop twice. You can see I'm going behind that left thread, through the loop, and then I'm just going to pull that tight. There you go. That's step 1 of the surgeon's knot. Now I'm going to take that left thread and do the same thing. I'm going to take it over the right, back through the loop, and I'm going to do that twist twice and pull it very tight. Now, if you have some elastic thread that has fabric on the outside, this could be all that you need to do. But because we have that slippery elastic, we're going to do what's called a double knot or an elastic knot. I'm going to take both threads in my hand, I'm going to wrap it around my finger, and then I'm going to do that same little loop-de-loop. So I'm taking the double tail, going above and from behind, going back through that loop, and I'm going to do that twist twice. And then as I pull this knot tight, I want to try to get it as close to the bracelet as possible so that I can hide this elastic knot. And again, anytime that you're tying a knot and you have a string full of beads, really take the time to make sure that that knot is secure. You know, pull at those tails, pull at the ends. This elastic has a tendency to slip off from the knots if you don't take that step. All right, so now what we're going to do is snip the ends and leave about 1/4 inch. And what you can do with that tail is you can work it back in through the beads and just completely hide that it's there. And now you'll have a perfectly round circle and a beautiful bracelet to try on and show all of your friends. Looks awesome. I hope you guys had as much fun making your bracelets as I did, and we want to see them. So if you made one, take a photo and tag us at the AHA School. We would love to check them out. And if you want to see more AHA To-Go kits, check out our website. It's aha.org, ahhaa.org. See you next time.